Hey people, interested here, 1v1, Quest's Heresy, blue side, Forestradio plays a Brother Captain durable commander that walks through cover and cannot be suppressed, and very good offense and support fights in melee combat. Up against is Noisy, 5-time MRT winner. He eventually gets going, plays a Ravener Alpha, very good mobility with these tunnels, some good offense and a bit of support as well. Begins in range combat but can get melee weapons, and I suspect we will see one of those melee weapons against this Grey Knight army. Forestradio going for triple stormtroopers, and Noisy pretty late getting his first Termagant brood going, since he was late to start for whatever reason, maybe some start game lag for him. Hormagot's coming over to this southeast VP. Stormtroopers are there, they're good burst damage, but Forestradio not paying attention. There he is, gets away without a model loss, so that's not bad. So sure, he would have liked to take some shots from further away and not get caught in melee like that. Termagant's capping, and no sign of the new strike squad. I say new strike squad because their performance is way up from what it was, since it was completely brokenly bad before. They are pretty damn painful from range now, since their storm bolters are actually single shot weapon, as they just shoot a single shot rapidly. They seem to have perfect accuracy, which makes them very painful against single entities like commanders. Brother Captain all the way back into the Tyranid base. You see those Hive Node base turrets knocking down a Brother Captain. They will knock down anything if it's not a vehicle. When we've got some capping duty, and we do see a strike squad on the field. Halberds and storm bolters pretty damn cool now, since they're working range damage. 15 DPS per model with that perfect accuracy is not bad at all. They also seem to all shoot at the same model in a squad, so they will kill models very quickly. I think that's another offshoot of their single shot firing system, so that the burst doesn't spread to other models, since the burst is only one shot. Taking down some tunnels now. Noisy being really annoying with those stormtroopers also capping. They are behind the shot blocker. Forestradio just backing away, doesn't want to get caught on that corner, but here comes the Ravener Alpha. Are we already see the Crippling Talon, an awesome weapon, reduces speed and damage. If it only reduced speed it would be good, but reducing speed and damage is pretty damn tasty. Hormagot's getting taken out though. Are they? Did they get in the tunnel? I think they did get in the tunnel somehow. They got in the tunnel through the wall. That was very strange. Very strange, but they did survive. You see them there back at base. Look at this map control. Pressure from Noisy. Forestradio going for a purgation. I thought it was going to go triple stormtroopers and double purgation, but 427, 500. Yeah, Forestradio also seems to be rather confused that those Hormagot's got away through the wall. That can't be intended, surely. Ravener tunnels do act strangely. You can often get your own units stuck if you put them close to objects like this, so it's quite risky to do so, to put them there. No sign of grenade launchers, no. This is going to be a big chunk of range firepower though. He's shooting through that wall. It must have been poking out of the wall, because those walls are certainly shot blockers. 418, 500. Look at this map. It's almost completely red. Forestradio does have a really nice standing army, but can he split up and can he use it well? I mean, if it's a big 1v1 mass fight, he's going to do very well, but that doesn't really happen very often in 1v1s, especially early on. 406, 500, a double cap for Noisy. And Strat Squad taking their time to get over here. They're going to catch some Termagants in melee combat. Bad for the Termagants. They do have their Toxin Sacks though. No sign of the Crippling Poison. In fact, they're just caught in melee again and retreat out. There is the double, because Stormtroopers are taking the southeast VP, this contested one, all the way out here. Hormagot's will now take it. Very lucky for those Hormagot's to get away. Here we see the newly buffed Purgation using their Purge by Flame and suppressing with those Incinerators, which do a fair lick of damage now. They also have a unique trait in that the models suppressed by an incinerator, a purgation incinerator, will not be able to leap on targets. And you notice there, those warriors could not jump on the purgation, and that's one of their unique traits for the incinerators, because otherwise stuff like the warriors and the warlock would easily be able to just jump on them, so they'd not be very useful in those situations. Strat Squad taking Noisy's natural, and it's going to be a 2-to-1 for Forestradio. It's double purgation and Strat Squad. This is a seriously scary shooty army, and he can support it, of course, with the brother captains. We are the hammer. Librarian perhaps in tier 2 for that shrouding buff, can also use mind blades from his global buff, that damage buff too. 3-4-2, 3-4-9-3 I should say. Noisy will surely get double zones in tier 2 against double purgation, and he might need the teleport over his brother captain to close those things down. Those incinerators are pretty damn painful now. Can they catch these termagants? Ouch, and look at that suppression from them as well. Kind of surprised he didn't go for the Rhino. I know Forestradio is a big fan of it, and it is considered pretty damn strong right now. Those incinerators allowed. Triple gens up for Noisy, 0 generators up for Forestradio. 3-4-2, 4-7-5. Pomagon's taking losses, but they have caught those stormtroopers in melee combat, and now Raveners on the way for Noisy. These guys buffed in 2.3.1. doing 22 DPS per model with the Devourer. Pretty damn nice. Been seeing them a lot, and they've been a pain in the ass to fight, really. Tier 2 now for Noisy, the first to go, as you'd expect from this double purgation. Tier 1 from Forestradio has that Blessed Aegis as well. Raveners in melee combat with Strat Squad. Strat Squad do not mess around. Raveners with the power melee, but Strat Squad with extra hit points. They do get away without a model loss as well. 3-4-2, 4-7-5. Warrior Brood marching around. These guys also have power melee, and they are detector, and they can jump on targets. Are they going to do it to these guys? There it is. Forestradio just getting caught out of position there. Can he suppress them? He can, which means that they won't leap. Awesome. Ravener Brood do burrow strike them though, and he doesn't want to get caught isolated like this. Forestradio. Tyranids pretty good at flanking in general. They lose a model, in fact. That was painful. And you get a model off these warriors. These are the only synapse creature on the field at the moment, so there's his ticket to synapse bombs. There's no cap gain. Stormtroopers capping southwest. Hormagaunt's capping Noisy's natural. Look at this tunnel all the way over here, so we can keep pressure on that VP. Very annoying for Forestradio to deal with. So the captain, almost level 2. Blessed Aegis makes him a fair amount more durable, and he does hit level 2 there. That's one of his 2 special attacks. That's the 361. Also has another forward swing, knocking back units in an arc. 3-4-2, 4-5-4. That wall of flame is nasty. Where's the other purgation squad? They're coming out of base and heading up the west side with some stormtrooper support. No, those guys are going to cap. Brother captain on decapping duty himself. He catches some Hormagaunts. We'll see. Yeah, he would have roasted those guys if Noisy didn't retreat them out. We do have adrenal gland warriors. They will grant melee synapse to melee creatures such as these Raveners, because he hasn't purchased the Devourers for these guys. So we're going to see some melee synapse Raveners. That's going to be cool to see. And Hormagaunts will also get that benefit, of course. Has gone for the enhanced muscle coil, giving him +1 speed. And that burrow. And we don't actually have any detectors in Forestradio's army. You need the Stormtrooper Sergeants for that. Strat Squad forced to retreat from that blob of melee death. Melee synapse given +50% health, I think it is these days. 40% now, in fact. So that's been nerfed successively for a while now. It was 75% way back when. Then it was down to 60, then 50, then 40, I think. 3-4-2, 3-8-3. G-Stillers were buffed though, so they are a little bit more viable without melee synapse support, and I've seen them used that way a few times. Swapping power. There's a capillary tower. Can he get a warrior model? No, he can't. Purgation are not firing any longer. He does wipe the power, so that's pretty good. Big chunk of XP there for the Purgation squad. Look at that Raven Alpha though, with reinforced chitin and synapse aura for damage. Purgation caught in retreat. Surely they're going to lose a model. They do lose a model. Perhaps slightly lucky not to lose two. Ouch. Two big hits from the Raveners in retreat there. And the brother captains can actually finish that cap on the power. Tier 2 for Forestradio, a very late one, but you can generally get away with late tier 2s against Tyranids. Do not try and rush tier 2 against Tyranids. It usually backfires. Go for that heavy tier 1. Raveners are still level 1 themselves with 1260 hit points under melee synapse. That is not bad at all. Level 2 brother captain and the Ravener Alpha also level 2. G-Stealers are on the way, and with melee synapse they are pretty ridiculous with 90 melee skill because of the plus 10 from this. 335, 352. Forestradio doing a very good job keeping up on VPs here. He's constantly got an eye on that southeast side. If he just lets that run for a little while, just lets Noisy have it, he's going to be under pressure. So he is doing a good job keeping an eye on that. Triad squad with their ferocious range damage. Look at this. That is painful. 324, 352. That is without the Cybolt's ammunition upgrade, I think. And their Justicar now does plasma damage. 16 DPS of it. Ouch. Wow, Grey Knights can shoot now. 316, 352. Look at this. Still can't get a warrior model though. That is really annoying. 1485 hit points at level 1 with their Adrenoclans. They are reasonably tough. 310, 352. He's going to push and harass the power again. Not much to harass there. Noisy with tunnels over on this eastern edge. The one further up was taken down. G-Stealers are here and cloaked. These guys will cloak or infiltrate passively if they stay still for a little while. So they're going to be a very nasty surprise for any stormtroopers that try and go over there. Or indeed anything that tries to go over there pretty much. Rhino is on the way for Forestradio. Does he have an eye towards Carnifexes? Is he going to load that thing up with the las cannon immediately?
Enemy unit spotted.
Look at the map now. Superb play from Forestradio. He's picked his engagements really well since Noisy's got to tier 2. Raveners burrow striking, but taking a lot of fire. Purgation do get forced off. Raveners don't lose a model. Pretty lucky not to do so. Forestradio just a little bit too far up there. Wasn't ready for that push, was he? 290, 344. What's going on here? G-Stealers fighting the brother captain who does have his Nemesis Force Halberd. This is a splash damage power weapon. Drops a Hell Fury, but I don't think he's gonna get away. Maybe he will. He's in full flight and the G-Stealers don't seem to be in their melee charge, and he does get away. G-Stealers took a lot of damage there. Well, I don't think they lost the model, did they? I don't think they did, since that Hell Fury damage was shared between them all. 290, 329. Rhino over on the east side, and he does have that las cannon. It does hit infantry reasonably reliably. It's not useless versus infantry, surely. That Stormbolter on the front as well. Forward-facing Stormbolter though. He's firing through this wall. What is going on here? He should not be able to fire through this. This is a retail map, of course, so Relic gone muck this up a bit. 271, 329. Stormtroopers taking this east side. Is going to use that Rhino to support those Stormtroopers capping over there, looks like. Well, here comes Noisy with a big bunch of alien creatures. There's a capillary tower, which does block vehicles, which is pretty annoying for vehicles. 269, 320. Down goes a Rhino. Why did he stop? Apparently he wouldn't move. That's pretty unfortunate. Brother Captain chopping through warriors and does get a model there. Stormtroopers getting out of the Rhino and running. Well, that was pretty unlucky. I suppose it must have been the capillary tower that blocked it somehow. Seemed to be able to get past it, but then couldn't move at all. This tunnel's going to go down soon. And there's the energy burst from the strike squad, so they do have their Justicar. Looks like they have Cybolt's ammunition as well, which gives a 20% damage boost to range attacks. And that does affect any special weapons you have on the squad also. More Gene Stealers for Noisy, really. That's pain. That is pain, especially combined with the tunnels. Pretty good map for tunnels, isn't it? Unable to suppress those Gene Stealers in time, and they are tearing through those strike squad. That was a massacre. Wow. I was not expecting them to go down that quickly. I suppose the Ravener and the Warriors were in there as well, but that was nuts with that adrenal rush activated. Just brutal. Now he has double purgation and triple stormtroopers, and that is it. He has a lot of red, but he's very, very far away from tier 3. 251, 296. And now he's going to struggle to deal with this. Even with that double purgation noise, he just needs to split his forces too much for both of them to cover. I mean, he can cover 2 areas with 2 purged by flames. Try and get his brother captain stuck in. He's gone for the purified blade, which is pretty good versus all this melee stuff that Noisy has. Gives you +5 melee splash damage. I assume that's regular melee damage, and a 15% chance to knock back enemy units that strike him. So doesn't really want to fight that guy if he can help it, I don't think. Going to continue to go straight after the purgation, I assume. Vindicator Assassin is on the way. Now he's fighting those Gene Stealers. Let's see how he does. Does a reasonable job there, but now he doesn't want to fight 2 Gene Stealer broods and the Warrior Brood in there also. How much health do these Gene Stealers have? 1470 at level 1 with that Synapse Aura. Wow. Ravener Brood going to fire a strike on the VP. Would have sent them flying if they didn't retreat, but they did. 240, 287, and Noisy is keeping the pressure up. Has Forestradio ever had generators here? Chasing Purgation into base. Base turrets now kicking in, and they do just about get away. Vindicator Assassin is on the field, already has extended operations, gives him a little bit more durability, but he really does want that Camelioline suit. Maybe he already has it, it's just not showing it there. 240, 283. Gives him infiltration when he's in cover. Passively, which is pretty dang useful. These Gene Stealers are waiting around. Surely the Vindicator Assassin should be a detector unit, but it's not, so these Gene Stealers are just waiting for easy prey. They might catch these Stormtroopers in retreat. 1-to-1 cap. No. They're waiting for that Vindicator, aren't they? We now have Psycannon Purgation on one of them. There's a capillary tower. He must know something's up. And he does see the Gene Stealers and suppresses them reasonably well. His Purgation are very strangely split up here. Almost finishes off those Gene Stealers. Wow. Ravener's Burrow striking in. Here come the Warriors again, and here come yet more Gene Stealers. How do you deal with this? He needs a melee Dreadnought, doesn't he? But he didn't go for one. He went for the Vindicator. I imagine he's just trying to snipe off those Warrior Brood models, get that Synapse Bomb, and then wade in with his brother Captain if he gets a big engagement going. Maybe he thought the Dreadnought was too slow a play. It would keep him in tier 2 for too long, and he wants those tier 3 Terminators up. Noisy is tier 3, can drop a nuke, and it's looking pretty damn dangerous. He's blobbed up quite a lot though, so Forestradio is trying to split as well as he can. I mean, he's got his brother Captain split. The rest of his stuff is blobbing and trying to get through mid, and it's constantly being battered back here. maybe some plasma guns. Stormtroopers do have good tools to use against melee. They have that plasma gun, plasma ball type thing, an overcharged shot I think it's called. Down goes the brother captain. They also have that frag grenade, or just the grenade launcher barrage can stop melee stuff. But it's more investment, isn't it, into these stormtroopers. Could help him though against this big melee blob, because those grenades are no timer grenades. They instantly detonate, which is pretty useful. 193279, Vindicator Assassin taking shots. These units are revealed since they are on capping duty. He might take off. Is he taking off a model per shot? I think he is. He is. Wow. That's value there from your Vindicator Assassin. Krypton Poison continues to frustrate these purgation guys. 185279. Look at the resources Noisy has now. Could get anything he wants. Doom of Malantite would be the obvious choice, I suppose, but pretty much any tier 3 thing would be painful for Forestradio right now. I imagine he's trying to get tier 3. Or is he going to go all out and get a dreadnought now? Just can't hold on to his power, can he? Can't hold on to that power. Noisy is not getting anything. He's waiting for a Swarm Lord. Ravener's forced off the east side, and here's a big engagement. Brother Captain taking on Warrior Brood models, but those Gene Stealers doing so much damage, and Catalyst on them there, as you can see. The global ability of the Ravener Alpha doubles the unit's damage, but does make them take damage over time themselves. You saw the Gene Stealers taking a bunch of damage there, but it's all evenly distributed so they don't lose a model. 181257. Can he get a model off this Warrior Brood with a Vindicator shot? He can. Can he get another shot off it? Bang. 5 seconds between shots, I believe. Carnifex on the way for Noisy is what he goes for. Maybe that Barb Strangler. That'll be pretty nasty since it's suppressing everything for those double geniuses that run in and just tear things up. And that Barb Strangler does mad damage by itself. Ravener Alpha capping level 4. He's gone for the Grey Knight Dreadnought. This could be very interesting depending on what kind of Carnifex he gets. I think it's a bit too late though because of that Carnifex. If he gets a Venom Cannon or a Thornback, then the Grey Knight Dreadnought's going to have a lot of work to do to help bring it down. There is the Carnifex, big monstrous creature with 3 very powerful upgrades it can get. Begins as a melee creature. Gene Stealers finding Purgation again, strangely split up there. Side cannons, of course, now have a setup. And here is the Dreadnought, and he's going for that Dreadnought Claw, which should be called a Nemesis Doomfist, I think. Is what Grey Knight Dreadnoughts have in terms of melee weapons. Begins with that twin-linked heavy bolter, which we won't get to see in action. It's a pretty nice weapon though, and was buffed again in 2.3.1, I believe. 159236. Noisy does not know the Dreadnought is here, and that thing could tear through that Warrior Brood pretty quickly. It was previously doing way more damage than it should actually. It was doing like 173 DPS or something crazy. But now it's back to where it should be at 100 DPS. It's a Thornback Carnifex. That's bad. Bad news for Forestradio, because that thing's going to have melee resistance and a big chunk of health at 1650. Here we go. He also has double Rending Claw Gene Stealers as well, so that is a lot of damage going in on this Dreadnought. You saw Noisy backing away one of his squads. That was him trying to avoid the Maelstrom, which knocks back stuff. Did well though. Now he needs to deal with this Thornback. Gonna get double side cannons? Yes, he is. Stormtroopers desperately trying to repair this Dreadnought. Can he take down this Carnifex and save his Dreadnought? There's the double Purgation with side cannons and the Vindicator Assassin taking shots with turbo penetrator rounds. It's a dead Carnifex. He takes it down. 157236. That is a big victory for Forestradio. The Dreadnought was not too late. It lives and does a great job. He needs to repair that thing up. And he's in a decent spot. Not a great spot, but a decent spot. He's still struggling for power. But he's got a good army. He has a good army. Doesn't have the suppression of the...
The Tyranid swarm is overwhelming a victory point.
Incinerators any longer, but other than that, maybe you should invest in some anti-melee Stormtrooper stuff. These guys are level 3. They have done well. Noisy's getting confused. That was fixed. 135, 236. Forestradio looking in a relatively decent spot. Noisy obviously should have charged that Thornback Carnifex away instead of trying to fight all that stuff, but he was in there. He dug himself in trying to take down that Dreadnought. Was happy to trade it, but couldn't manage it with the double side cannon and that Vindicator Assassin taking shots as well. Carnifex still lasted a decent amount of time, didn't it? Yeah, it's gonna be difficult now to stop this tide without those incinerators. He's gonna need that Dreadnought and his brother Captain at the front of his army to kind of headbutt everything and stop it from getting past, and the Maelstrom is gonna be great for that. 133, 228. It's all about this Dreadnought and how he can use it. Forestradio seems to know that this Genius is there. Maybe he saw them finish the cap. Another Carnifex on the way for Noisy. He might try and get a Venom Cannon up now. But there's a lot of AV on the field for Forestradio. And he's getting Librarian to buff that side cannon damage. Or the Vindicator's damage, in fact. Catalyst Gene Stealers. There's the Maelstrom though. And the Dreadnought scares them off. And this is a scary, scary vehicle. That inspiration on melee kill as well. 123, 228. A 2-to-1 cap for Noisy. And Forestradio pick his engagements well and cap points. He might win fights, but he needs to cap points. Ravener Brood are level 3. Here comes the Warrior Brood. Look at the damage that Halberd is doing with those purified blades. He's done pretty well. Level 6 by the Captain here. But he doesn't want to fight another Gene Stealer Brood. Here comes the Terminate Librarian getting the Codicum Aeternum, which allows him to infiltrate and buff a unit's damage with shrouding. And there's the awesome Sanctuary. A great tool versus melee. Get his double purgation inside there. Use the Sanctuary. Use his shrouding. He's going to have some pretty good going there. Carnifex getting way too close to this Dreadnought. That massive heavy Venom Cannon. It usually fires twice. Not sure why. It only fired once there. 114, 225. It will not have the melee resistance aura though with the Venom Cannon upgrade. There's that awesome Maelstrom. Knockdown and a slow. And there's the Emperor's Fist. Gene Stealer's getting torn to shreds by this Dreadnought, but it is taking massive shots from that Venom Cannon. Wow. Look at the damage from that thing. One more volley might do it. Needs to get around this shock blocker though. Oh no, he's taking the wall down. That was bad. Now he just might force melee combat and try and finish off. Here come Gene Stealers. Can the Dreadnought live through this? No way. Down it goes in seconds. GG, says Forestradio. Maybe it was a massive risk going after it, and in fact Forestradio concedes. Was that a premature concede? Was he just frustrated there? I think that's a little bit premature. He was going to get a triple cap there maybe. He still had a decent army around. I suppose he felt he just couldn't deal with all of these double melee Gene Stealers without the Dreadnought there. Perhaps could have got some anti-melee stuff with his Stormtroopers, but would have been finicky. A little bit premature, I think. Could have held on perhaps a little bit longer. He was under 100 VPs. And Noisy could have dropped a nuke to stop a cap. Well, I think he should have played on. But he doesn't. Noisy takes it. A cool game. We got to see that Dreadnought in action. We got to see the new Strat Squad in action, which were doing really good until they got caught by that Gene Stealer in one of the quickest marine wipes ever. That was nuts. But there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.